Art Helen Outdoors is presented by Hoyt. New archery products, Vortex Optics, Monster Racks, Mole Tree, Real Tree, Northwoods Bear Products, Nightingale, Maristep, Easton, Stick and Pick, bowhunting.com, Little D Designs.
Welcome to today's episode. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about taxidermy work. You know, what do you do with your animal, or what's the best way to prep your animal to get it ready to bring into the taxidermist so he can do the best work he can do. Last year my wife and I went to South Dakota. We shot these two antelope, brought them back here. Clint, Rickey Ridge Taxidermy. Does all my taxidermy work, phenomenal taxidermist, does great work, and I don't trust a lot of taxidermists with my stuff. Nothing is taxidermist because there's a lot of great ones out there, but you know, he's done my work for years now and does a phenomenal job. So with that said, what is the best thing to do to prepare an animal for you know, so you don't get hair slippage? You know, how do you want it caped out, or are there certain steps that you need us to do in the field for you to do a better job?
Yep, especially western game, when you're out west. The big thing is when, after you get your animal skinned out, you want to cool it down first. The biggest problem people have is, they'll skin an animal and think that they're doing a really good job of getting it in the freezer right away, and they'll roll it up. They'll roll it up and put it in the freezer before they cool it down. The biggest thing to do is get that skin off the animal and get that hide laid out somewhere, if it's warm out, somewhere in the shade, just to get it cooled down first before you put it in the freezer.
So if they don't cool it down, that's what causes hair slippage?
That will cause hair slippage, especially on antelope, and especially if it's warm outside, just because it takes so long for that hide to freeze. When it's rolled up, it retains that heat inside that cape, just from the body heat.
So, you know, this one here is mine, and I see, you know, you're working on them right now for us.
Mm-hmm.
How much of this do you want us to leave? How far back?
The more the better. Whatever it is, if you can go midway back, midway right, if you cut that
behind the back rib, or
that would be just fine, because we can always trim it off. See, that's probably right at that back rib. You can actually see this, how this antelope is right here. That's a perfect amount, because these right here are wall pedestals. Wall pedestals are a little bit bigger.
Okay.
So you leave plenty in case you want that option. Shoulder mount's probably more like right here. If you went, 6 inches back and straight up, is probably a shoulder mount. These pedestals are a little bit bigger, so the more you leave, the better it is, because we can always trim it off. We can never add on to it, but we can always cut off of it.
Okay. So is there anything? Are there measurements, certain measurements that you need us to take?
It doesn't matter so much to me. It may to the biggest thing is to ask your taxidermist that you're working with what they want.
Okay.
I measure the hide after it's tanned. You can do it either way, and you can be accurate and successful either way. But I just assume measure what I need myself.
Okay. Because like myself, if I'm hunting whitetails or antelope, something like that, that I know I can get cooled down, I will take it and cape it myself.
Mm-hmm.
To this point.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know how to cape an animal, and so you probably don't want them caping it,
Right.
or you'll end up with holes and sewing forever. Now, if I'm elk hunting, mule deer hunting, or in a pack hunt somewhere, I actually cape it right off the skull.
Mm-hmm.
If we keep it completely off the skull, do you want those measurements beforehand, or does it still not matter?
It doesn't matter to me. It may, it may matter to others, but I can get, I take measurements in the field of my stuff, but I also take measurements after the tan, the same measurements. Okay. I go with the tan measurements. Most of the time they're within an 1/8 inch either way. So it doesn't make a difference in the final model.
Okay. For me. So with that, guys, when you're out there in the field, make sure you take that hide as soon as you cape that off of there, or even if you don't, cool that down as soon as you can. Usually if you're hunting with an outfitter or a guide, they know how to cape it to a certain point. If they don't, my suggestion to you is learn how to cape it at least to this point, and then cut it off just below the jawline, through there, and bring that back. If not, learn how to cape it. If you don't try it, because you're probably, the hardest part is around the nose and the eyes, and if you mess those up, he's going to have a lot of time, and costs are going to go up because he's got a lot more sewing and a lot more things to do. So anything else, tips, techniques, anything that you can think of that they should know about?
Skinning that animal to that point that you were just saying, Art, there's so many resources online, to look at diagram, how to cut it, or, the easiest way is to go to your taxidermist before you're done. Proper planning saves you a lot of time and headache.
So with that, hey, thank you, Clint, and I'll let you get back to finishing up my mounts for me, and then I know you got to come over to my house, and we got a little work to do over there too. So with that, guys, take these tips to the field. If not, look some of them up online, or check out Clint, give him a call, and I'm sure he can help you out. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. For more news and upcoming events, please check out arthelenoutdoors.com.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. That's a great place to ask us questions, share your experiences, and find out what we're up to. We want to hear from you.